In a world where people admire brilliance, where society celebrates those who seem naturally gifted, it is easy to believe that success belongs only to the talented. But the truth is far more powerful, far more real, and far more liberating, because talent may give you a beautiful beginning, but discipline gives you a victorious ending. Discipline is the force that continues when talent becomes comfortable, when talent becomes lazy, and when talent refuses to grow. And this is why discipline beats talent every single time, especially when talent chooses to rely on ability instead of effort. Discipline is the quiet promise you make to yourself, the promise that says, I will show up no matter how I feel, and that promise becomes the foundation of everything great that you will ever build. Talent is unpredictable. It comes and goes like mood. It shines when conditions are perfect, and it fades when challenges arrive, but discipline stays steady, discipline stays strong, discipline stays loyal, even when your motivation disappears. When life tests your strength, when life's your strength, when doubt enters your mind, talent may hesitate, but discipline does not. Discipline teaches you to rise even when you are tired, to work even when results are slow, and to continue even when no one is clapping for you. There are countless people with extraordinary talent who never achieve extraordinary results because they depend on their natural gifts rather the habit, sustained growth. That sustained growth shine for a moment, but that moment fades because talent without discipline reaches a limit, a wall, a point where growth stops. Meanwhile, a person with less talent but strong discipline continues improving, and slowly but surely they surpass the ones who once looked unbeatable. Discipline transforms an ordinary person into an extraordinary achiever because consistency builds mastery and mastery builds success. Discipline is stronger than talent because discipline is a choice. You may not decide how much natural talent you were born with, but you can decide how hard you will work, how committed will be, how much effort you will give, and how dedicated you will remain. This decision, repeated every day, becomes your superpower. It shapes your character, builds your confidence, and proves to you that you are capable of far more than you ever imagined. Discipline teaches you patience, control, stability, and resilience, and these qualities matter far more than raw talent when life becomes difficult. Success does not belong to those who start strong. It belongs to those who stay strong. It belongs to the ones who keep practicing when everyone else stops, to the ones who keep studying when others are distracted, to the ones who keep believing in themselves even when progress is slow, and to the ones who stay consistent even when results take time. Talent can help you win a moment, but discipline helps you win a lifetime. And the greatest beauty of discipline is this: everyone can develop it. You do not need to be born with it, need luck. You simply need commitment, and commitment grows every time you honor your decisions, every time you push through resistance, and every time you choose progress over comfort. Discipline is something you build, something you protect, and something you strengthen through daily choices, daily actions, and daily effort. So remember, discipline is the real talent, the talent that never fades, the talent never weakens, the talent that never abandons you when life challenges you. With discipline, you can rise above excuses, you can rise above fear, you can rise above limitations, and you can rise above anything that tries to stop you. Discipline does not just help you succeed, it transforms you into the kind of person who deserves success, and that is why discipline will always beat talent. People underestimate small habits because they are quiet, they are simple, and they don't produce instant results, but everything great in life is built slowly, just like a river shapes rocks drop by drop. Small habits shape your character one choice at a time. If you think about the most successful people in the world, you will realize that their greatness did not come from one big moment, but daily discipline, daily learning, and daily improvement. They master the power of small habits, and those habits carried them through challenges, failures, doubts, and difficulties. Small habits build momentum builds success. When you take one small step every day, your mind learns to trust you, your confidence grows, discipline strengthens, and your belief in your abilities becomes unshakable. This is why small habits matter, and consistency is the foundation of all achievement. Even when motivation fades, even when life becomes stressful, small habits keep you moving forward because they are manageable, they are simple, and they do not overwhelm you. In life, we often wait for big moments, big breakthrough opportunities, and big changes, but what we forget is that every major transformation is with incredibly small steps, small habits. People want dramatic success, but they don't realize that success is never created in one huge moment. It is created in 1,000 tiny moments, repeated softly, consistently, silently. Small habits may look simple, they may look ordinary, they may even look unimportant, but they hold the power to shape your future in ways you cannot imagine because small habits, repeated daily, create big results over time. Every morning when you wake up and choose discipline, that choice becomes a habit, and that habit becomes a lifestyle. Every time you choose to read for 10 minutes instead of scrolling, you are sharpening your mind. Every time you choose to work a little harder instead of quitting early, you are building strength. Every time you choose to study one chapter, practice one skill, improve one weakness, or control one distraction, you are creating progress that will multiply over time. This small action may not show results immediately, but they compound, they grow, they layer upon each other, and eventually they become a powerful force that transforms your life completely. But small habits can work both ways. Good habits help you rise. Bad habits slowly pull you down. Just as a few minutes of reading each day can change your mind, a few minutes of distraction each day can destroy your progress. Just as small steps forward can bring you closer to your dreams, small steps backward can take you away from them. That's why you must be mindful of your daily actions, because your habits either work for you or against you. The key is to choose habits that match the future you desire. If you want success, lead to success. If you want confidence, build habits that strengthen your mindset. If you want a better life, build habits that guide you toward growth. You don't need to start big. You just need to start consistently. A 5-minute workout can become 30 minutes. A single page of reading can become a book. A small improvement each day can become mastery. Tiny progress repeated over time becomes unstoppable. Small habits change your identity, because what you do daily becomes who you are. When you choose discipline daily, you become disciplined. Use learning, you daily become knowledgeable. When you choose consistency daily, you become powerful. And when you choose growth daily, you become unstoppable. Your life is not defined by the big things in the leagues you occasionally. It is defined by the small things you do consistently. So remember, greatness is not built in one day, but it is built every day. Your small habits are the seeds of your future, the steps to your transformation, and the blueprint of your success. Protect them and repeat them, because small habits create big results, and your future will be shaped by the choices you make today. Motivation is a beautiful feeling, a spark, a burst of energy that pushes you forward. But like all emotions, it rises and falls, it comes and goes, and it never stays long enough to build the life you truly want. Motivation is like fire. It burns bright at the start. It feels warm, powerful, inspiring, and exciting, but eventually it cools down, it weakens, and it disappears. If your success depends only on motivation, then your success will rise and fall just like your feelings. Unstable, inconsistent, and unpredictable. That is why discipline matters far more than motivation, because motivation is temporary, but discipline is permanent. When you rely only on motivation, you work hard only when you feel good, only when life is easy, only when things are exciting, and only when your mood is strong. But true success requires effort, even on the days when you feel tired, distracted, discouraged, or emotionally drained. A discipline teaches your mind to keep moving even when your heart doesn't want to. It teaches you to stay committed even when your energy is low. It teaches you to keep going even when progress feels slow and the outcome feels far away. Discipline gives you control over your life. When you depend on motivation, you wait for the right moment, for the perfect mood, for the ideal environment. But when you build discipline, you create your own moment, your own opportunity, your own progress. You don't wait to feel ready. You become ready by taking action. You don't wait to feel strong. You build strength by showing up. You don't wait for the mood to change. You change the moment with your decisions. Motivation can start your journey, but only discipline can finish it. Motivation makes you dream, but discipline makes you achieve. Motivation gives you hope, but discipline gives you results. Motivation can give you a push, but discipline gives you consistency, and consistency is the real secret of transformation. Discipline also builds trust in yourself. Every time you keep your promise to yourself, even when it's hard, you prove that you are reliable, capable, and strong. You begin to believe in your ability to overcome resistance, and that belief becomes the fuel for your growth. Over time, discipline turns into identity. You don't just act disciplined, you become disciplined. And once something becomes part of your identity, it becomes effortless, natural, and permanent. The truth is simple. You will not always feel motivated, and that is okay, because you don't need motivation to change your life. You need discipline. If you only work when you feel like it, you will never reach your true potential. But if you work even when you don't feel like it, nothing can stop you. Discipline is the force that carries you through difficult days, the force that keeps you moving forward, and the force that turns your dreams into reality. And that is why discipline stays long after motivation fades. Consistency is the quiet, steady heartbeat behind every success story, the invisible thread that connects dreams to reality, and the force that transforms ordinary outcomes. People often look for shortcuts, quick wins, and overnight results, but the truth is simple, honest, and unchangeable. Real achievement come from doing the rights again and again, day after day, even when the results are not visible yet. Consistency may look slow, it may look boring, and it may feel repetitive, but it builds a kind of strength, stability, and progress that nothing else can replace. When you show up consistently, you send a powerful message to your mind and your future that you are serious about your goals, committed to your growth, and ready to face obstacles standing in your way. Consistency is what separates streamers from doors, talk achievers, thinkers from true winners, and wish anyone can be great for a day. Anyone can work hard for a moment, but it takes real strength, real character, and real discipline to keep going every single day, especially when success feels far away and progress feels slow. Consistency is not about perfection. It is about persistence. It is not about being the best every day. It is about trying every day. It is not about huge leaps forward. It is about small steps repeated faithfully. When you do something consistently, whether it is studying, practicing, exercising, writing, improving a skill, or building a habit, your effort compounds. One day of effort may not change your life, but 100 days of consistent effort can transform you completely. The most successful people in the world are not the fastest learners, the most talented individuals, or the luckiest souls. They are the ones who showed up long after others quit. They pushed through frustration, boredom, self-doubt, and fear. They kept going when results were invisible, when failures felt heavy, and when progress seemed distant. Their consistency created momentum, and that momentum carried them to heights they once only imagined. Consistency trains your mind to stay focused, teaches your heart to stay patient, and strengthens your belief in yourself. When you are consistent, you don't need motivation every day because your routine becomes your guide. You don't need constant inspiration because habits take over and lead you forward. The more consistently you act, the easier your action become because your mind adapts, your body adjusts, and your system aligns with your goals. But inconsistency destroys progress. Missing one day does not ruin your journey, but missing many days breaks your rhythm, weakens your discipline, and slows your growth. Every time you choose inconsistency, you disconnect from your purpose. Every time you choose consistency, you connect deeper with your future. This is why staying consistent is, even in small ways, is more powerful than doing something once in a while. Consistency also builds trust, not just with others, but with yourself. When you show up for your goals daily, you prove to yourself that you are strong, capable, and reliable. You stop seeing challenges as a threat, start seeing them as opportunities to grow. Your confidence rises, your mindset shifts, and your character evolves. You become the kind of person who finishes what they start, who stands firm in their commitments, and who does not break under pressure. So embrace discipline as your greatest talent. Cultivate small habits that lead to big results. Stay consistent even when it feels hard, and make decisions that align with your highest potential. Remember that your future is not determined by luck or circumstance, but by your actions, your commitment, and your resilience. The power to create the life you desire is already within you, waiting for you to harness it through discipline, persistent, purposeful choices. Stand tall, stay focused, and take control of your journey, because the life you dream of is built one disciplined step, one inconsistent habit, and one intentional decision at a time. Success is not a matter of chance. It is a matter of choice, effort, and unwavering commitment. Make today the day you commit to your growth, the day you honor your potential, and the day you begin building a future you will be proud of. Your greatness is waiting, and with discipline, consistency, and the right decisions, there is nothing you cannot achieve. As we reflect on the journey of success, one truth becomes clear: talent alone is never enough. Motivation is fleeting, and shortcuts are illusions. What truly shapes your future, builds your character, and transforms your life is the combination of discipline, consistent effort, small habits, and intentional decisions. Discipline is the real talent because it allows you to show up when others give up, to keep moving when motivation fades, and to rise stronger every time you face challenges. Small habits create big results because the choices you make daily, no matter how tiny, compound over time and lead to extraordinary achievements. Consistency is the foundation of all accomplishment because repeated effort, sustained over months and years, transforms ordinary actions into remarkable outcomes. And ultimately, your decision is to define your success because every choice you make, every commitment you honor, and every step you take builds the life you dream of. Success is not reserved for the naturally gifted or the lucky. It belongs to those who commit to their growth, who embrace discipline over comfort, who persist when the world seems against them, and who make deliberate choices aligned with their vision. Your journey will not always be easy, your motivation will not always be high, and your progress may sometimes feel slow, but it is in those moments that discipline, consistency, and intentional action matter the most. Every step you take, no matter how small, moves you closer to your goals, and every choice you make shapes the person you are becoming. The power of your decisions is multiplied when combined with consistency, discipline, and focus. One decision alone may not create transformation, but repeated, deliberate decisions build momentum, create habits, and lead to extraordinary outcomes. Even when the results are not immediate, trust in the process, because each decision compounds, each choice matters, and each step brings you closer to the life you want. Ultimately, your success is not determined by talent, luck, or circumstances. It is determined by the decisions you make, the commitments you honor, and the actions you take every single day. When you choose wisely, act intention to give up, and refuse to give up, you create a future that reflects your highest potential, your deepest dreams, and your strongest efforts. Your decisions are your power, your responsibility, and your ultimate tool for transformation. Make them count because your life is built one decision at a time. Decisions also shape how you respond to challenges. Life is unpredictable, full of obstacles, failures, and disappointments, but the diff between those who succeed, who fails the decisions they make in response to difficulty. Some people react with fear, anger, or despair, while others decide to see failure as a lesson, to try again, and to grow stronger. It is not the situation itself that defines your life. It is the decision you make in response to the situation that defines your life. The power of your decisions is multiplied when combined with consistency, discipline, and focus. One decision alone may not create transformation, but repeated, deliberate decisions build momentum, create habits, and lead to extraordinary outcomes. Even when the results are not immediate, trust in the process, because each decision compounds, each choice matters, and each step brings you closer to the life you want. Your decisions define not only your results, but also your identity. Every choice you make reinforces the kind of person you are becoming. When you choose discipline, you become disciplined. When you choose learning, you become knowledgeable. When you choose persistence, you become resilient. Your actions, guided by conscious decisions, shape your habits, shape your character. Over time, your character becomes your destiny. This is why making the right decisions consistently is more important than relying solely on talent, luck, or opportunity. It is easy to make decisions based on temporary fears, external pressure, but true success requires intentional, thoughtful, and courageous decision making. You must decide to take responsibility for your life, to stop blaming circumstances, to stop waiting for someone else to save you, and to step into your own power. Every decision to act, to persist, to learn, to grow, and to push forward moves you closer to your goals. And every decision to avoid responsibility, to procrastinate, to give up, or to follow distractions moves you further away from your potential. Every person faces choices every single day, choices that seem small, even insignificant, but in reality, every decision you make carries power, responsibility, and consequence. Your life is not shaped by luck, chance, or circumstance alone. It is shaped by the decisions you make consistently, consciously, and courageously. Some people wait for the perfect moment to act. They wait for guidance or inspiration, but the truth is that success comes to those who make deliberate decisions and take action, even when conditions are not perfect. Your decisions are the building blocks of your life, the blueprint for your future, and the compass that guides your journey. Decisions create momentum. Every time you decide to work hard and study instead of giving up, instead of wasting time, to practice instead of procrastinating, or to push through fear instead of retreating, you are setting yourself on a path toward growth, improvement, and achievement. The most successful people did not achieve greatness because they had perfect circumstances. They achieved it because they made decisions that others avoided. They chose effort over comfort, action over excuses, and responsibility over blame. They understood that even small decisions repeated daily could transform their life completely. Every great achievement, every degree earned, every business built, every skill mastered, as every transformation complete effort. So the result of consistent effort, there's no magic formula, no secret shortcut, no hidden trick. It all comes down to showing up, doing the work, and trusting the process. Consistency may feel slow, but slow progress is still progress, and slow progress is better than no progress. So remember, consistency is not just a habit. It is a lifestyle. It is the foundation of growth, the builder of discipline, and the cornerstone of success. When you stay consistent, you become unstoppable. When you stay consistent, you become unshakable. And when you stay consistent, you create a future that reflects your hard work, your dedication, and your deepest dreams, because consistency is the path, the power, and the promise of true achievement.